I'll just take a note of that.
Just indoor gardens.
No. Is that the only question we have?
Yeah, and the multi-purpose, but it's obviously goes back to formal
Is it called multi-purpose?
strategic.
Is that under the multi-purpose zone?
Yeah, so I know. Because it fits under all of those. You call it off-grid, what the FNDC is pushing out.
Not really names.
Oh no, like all around. Kind of. Because the corridor for FNDC is that big supporting of those public climate builds, but as long as it's like around the off the grid model, so the wastewater management and solar and there's support there. I just don't think that info is.
I see who is out, member for housing portfolio.
Key.
I remember
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Kelly Stratford when she was in the housing.
Yeah.
Space.
Like I try to direct this inquiry. Tell them to go see my dad because they were talking about Hokianga, down North Hokianga side. But it was just really stuff good to know too. Anyway, I'm taking up time. Sorry about that. Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, no problem. We going live now? Oh, all right. Thank you. Okay, well, welcome back to our meeting. You might have noticed a change in the chair seat. Bill's still with us, but just asked me to take over for the second portion of our meeting. So we're into 7.2 and move the re-establishment of the Hiku Land Drainage Committees. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yeah, a second.
Thank you, Eddie. All right, let's talk about the drainage committees.
Through the chair, I'm happy to do the whole thing.
Okay. So Del, that's the Motutangi, Kaikino, Waiharara, and Waitaia?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to move that we elect the Dell to those positions.
Great.
And just through the chair, I'd like someone to shadow now and again, just to, find out how it all works. Like yourself or Mike. Or, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is
Bill's moved that Adele sit on the 3 committees.
anyone else? Do we have?
Is there anybody else that
representatives?
wants to be considered? Or we need to? It says one.
I think we'll but we'll also to future-proof. Once again, we'll need someone to learn the Kaitai minimum. So and as chair, I'll always be there with Adele also. Yeah, real important issues to the whānau. Through in terms of transparency, I did check with with Bev and Natasha, Crystal, just to confirm that conflict of interest. So just to make sure, and that exists.
I'd be happy to sit on the sit behind Adele
That'd be really
on the
good.
Kaitaia one, definitely.
Someone else needs to learn.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And through the chair again,
Yes.
2 official meetings a year, Adele?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, usually.
Okay.
And they're all on the one.
So do we move that we have 2 people on the Kaitaia Drainage Committee? And I see there's 2 spots available perhaps under that 7.2A, but then with Motutangi and the Kaikino Waiharara Drainage Committee, there's only the one seat.
Adele, with
So Adele will fill both of those.
Right.
That's what we're moving. And Trevor and Adele for the Kaitai. Is that
That's what I put. Through the chair, I put Trevor and Adele, but you also need to accept approve the members from previous years, or do you want to recommend someone else? Or so we have part one is to reestablish the Kaitaia, Motutangi, and Kaikino and Waihara Area Drainage Committee. So you have moved to reestablish them. Appoint the following members to the Kaitaia Drainage Area Committee: Fiona King, Joe King, Mike Masters, Greg Urich, Dennis Chapman, and we added Trevor Beatson and Adele Gardner as the
Well,
Hiku.
Adele first and then Trevor, because he's going to shadow me.
Yeah.
Because Trevor needs to learn. I've been on these committees since I started, so.
So we got to appoint the following people. Have we made contact?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to
Oh,
ask.
they may not want to do it.
Who has actually approached these personnel and said, or they just, we just put name, what council just put names down?
Those are previous members.
Yeah, but have they been asked though?
Joe and Fiona, I was with
Oh,
Fiona.
no, they,
Yeah.
But
They
still,
must.
well, I would say
Yeah.
we're looking with people, they may might come back with I decline.
Yeah.
I'm going fishing all year.
that's what we're trying to get across is consultation or approaching our people about, it's never one just putting names down to.
Fair comment.
So what'll happen is, if we approve those names, the council will get in touch with them.
Okay, I operate the
other way
around.
Well, they're already on the committees anyway.
But still, I think we need like a paper trail.
Yeah.
Just to say,
Confirmation.
confirming.
Sorry, through the chair.
We can
Sorry to hold
possibly-
everything up, but I think it's just a process that should be.
We can approach or talk to Fiona to approach previous members, because Fiona was on Kaitaia one, and from memory, she was on
Kaikino.
Kaikino and Waihara.
She knows everything.
Oh, she's the person, but yeah, I just think like I second what Mike's saying, that even we could have gone to Fiona and said, hey, can you approach all these committee members, and say, come back to us and say, are they happy to be on there? And then the community board will approve it.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Moving a motion,
Yeah, can I move a motion that we approach Fiona or through the chair, that we approach these personnel or Fiona to make sure that they're happy with being on committees before the community board appoints them.
Do we have a second over there?
Yeah.
No seconds.
Through the chair. Adele. What? No, this is not a bag on anyone, but what are the required skill sets to be on these committees? Is it
Well,
just,
there's no real skill set as such, but the thing is, they're all farmers in those
Yeah, I
particular
understand, yeah,
districts.
yeah.
And they just have that, before we actually established these committees, they just used to have their meetings, bring their minutes to us for us to approve. It's a work program for spraying and clearing drains. So that's what they talk about at their committee meetings. It's a work program. So if you go back on previous minutes, you'll see what the length of the drains and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Talk about everything about spraying, drainage.
Yeah. So they've Fiona's working on management plans at the moment, and with staff members, and they've done the drones, because all the drains have got to be measured for spraying and and stuff. So they've done some drone work with them in the Motatangi area, so that part is done, apparently quite successful. So a management plan can probably go ahead with that. So the management plan and the bylaw would work hand in hand. So there's the drainage bylaw as well. So if you want to familiarise yourself on
No, I just see things like, maybe offering it out if there's any more in the community that would like to.
well, they're best to be in those areas.
Yeah,
where
maybe
the
other
drains
people
are.
as
I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
the drainage is in
Right.
Hoki
Yeah.
Koto, right through Waipapakari and Awanui for the Kaitai drainage. It's the biggest area. There's a lot of the drains are named as well. They've all got to have the right length and everything for the spraying contract and everything. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying too as well, because there has been a lot of frustration from some of those members too that have said they don't want to be on it in the future either. So you tap them to ask if they still want to be as a good.
It's their money when they're rated. So the work program is set and it's got to be adopted by our board, and then it goes into the annual plan.
Yeah, we
Okay.
understand.
And the actual rates, all the farmers pay the rate as per the work that's got to be done. So all these people that are in that area are on the actual committee.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
They have a separate targeted rate just for them outside of the normal rates.
Yeah.
People in the area pay. These are not just.
Through the chair, and also I see there's 2 dates for the meetings. Has council set those dates?
No, those dates are based on last year dates.
Okay, can we also then, as part of the motion, see if that's suited, because most of these got, it'd be best to go to the committee and say, are these dates appropriate?
Design the
Yeah. Is that,
They look either side of carving, which is probably the right.
yeah,
the
yeah,
right
they
time.
do, yeah.
Yeah. Can I just ask our council team? So is this re-established every triennium? So it's every 3 years we re-establish that committee. Yeah. Okay.
It's just every triennium.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. And so what I'm hearing back is we want confirmation that the people that have previously been appointed are happy to be appointed again for the next 3 years, and if they're not, then there'll be so it looks like there's 7 members on the Kaitai Drainage Committee. Is that a set standard or number that we appoint, or I see there's 3 in Motutangi and there's 3 in Kaikino and Waihara Drainage Committee? Oh no, sorry, 7 there as well. Is there a set number, or is it just as many people that are interested to be in it, or how do we manage the number of committee members?
Yeah.
Through the chair, I think we have to adjust what Mike just said. If there's any other interested parties, we might have to add that into our, yeah. That's what you asked.
Call that to the board to ask questions.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Things that just
Used to be, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, no.
Nah, well done, guys. Ladies.
Okay, so where are we at with a motion or a resolution or a?
So through the chair, we'll do A, right? So the staff are going to have to go and contact these people.
So the motion is that Hiku Community Board approach Drainage Committee members and confirm they accept continuing in their roles for year 2025 to 2028. And that B, confirm that proposed dates for 2026 are acceptable to all involved.
Through the chair, you stated community board, or we putting that to council? Yeah, for council staff
To do the content.
to do the contacts.
You people have got the contacts.
I will have to see, that would probably be Alistair and Tui.
Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
And
We
Joe.
don't.
Yeah, exactly. And no doubt they'll liaise with Joe and Fiona.
So
And Jeremy.
I will change from the Hiku Community Board to staff members.
That's
Just to the other members on page 37, item 2, there's a couple of paragraphs in there that explains the makeup of the committees.
So the minimum is a 3 for a committee. Yeah. But sometimes you only get a couple of farmers turn up.
Yeah,
because
depending on
two
workloads.
would depend on the workload, yeah. And they all discuss amongst themselves anyway.
Yeah, bloody hell.
What drain needs doing,
Likely would.
can you take that to the meeting and this sort of thing.
Okay. And then in terms of addressing the potential for new members, does the board have a view on, do we wait for the current standing members to say, I'm not interested, and then we ask out for other nominations or suggestions, or do we add more people to, like if everybody says yes, let's say for the Kaitaia committee, then that's fine, we don't go out and ask for other people or consideration of other people, or how do we want to address that?
Yeah, probably that part will see who's keen and who's not. Or who has the time. They're probably all keen.
And that's probably, sorry, through the chair, that's probably where it comes, the onus comes back on us as community board members, is that if we know anyone that's interested, get hold of them and say, hey, put your name down, or let staff know that you're interested if there's a vacancy. So that covers Mike's area too, his commentary too.
Okay. So I'm just thinking out loud around that, like Sweetwater, through there, the back of Bells and stuff, there's quite a big Te Arawa land ownership there. And I'm not sure if there's any representation there, Mike. Okay. So what am I moving here then?
It's, next one is the Hiku Community Board capital project.
Okay, the capital projects. So just in terms of this will lie till next month, is that right?
So you have agreed to re-establish committees.
Yes, confirm, yeah.
Confirm that. However, this will be up to staff.
Okay.
Relevant staff, which is Tui and Alistair, to contact the board members, probably through Fiona, because I think they deal directly with her and Joe, and confirm. Now, if I may, through the chair, that might be an option for you as community board members to use your social media page. So if some of these people are not going to accept the role on the committees, maybe you can go and make it public and get interested people.
Sorry, just on that again, through the chair. I know there was no really format to it other than being a farmer in that area. Is that right? Is that all? Would it only be for farmers of that area and Kaitaia?
Yeah, it would be, yeah, because it's a targeted rate and it comes out of their rates. And there's a lot of land around Pukekohe that people might like to join up because they're probably paying the targeted rate, but only if they farm the land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would the,
What's the
yeah,
criteria?
the criteria for being on, I can't.
You wouldn't be a private resident in town paying
No.
rates for
No,
it
no,
for your
yeah.
home, mate. You need to be on the land.
Yeah,
farm,
on the
and
land
paying the
farm.
targeted rate
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
qualification.
Yeah.
Right.
Understood.
In terms of implications for mines? Or-
Well, there is that, but if that's the criteria, I mean, if we, have the engagement on everything,
But Dennis
Should
checked
be.
it as-
should be everything here.
So are we okay to move on from there? I just wanted to confirm though that we've rightly appointed Adele to each of the committees and me to the Kaitaia committee. Kapai. We don't have to move that or vote on that. No. Okay. All right, let's move into 7.3. Move that we discuss with the Hiku Community Board capital project priorities for long-term plan 2027 to 37 alignment. We're lucky to have Bev with us to help us through that
Yeah.
discussion. Can I have a second to vote before we discuss that?
Go.
Thank you. So you want me to read that?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving that the Hiku Community Board endorse and confirm the following capital project priorities for inclusion in their 2025 to 28 strategic plan and for progression through Council's 2027 to 37 long-term plan process. 1, the Taipa pump track, skate park and half basketball court, barbecue and seats, loopway, walkway from toilets to playground. Number 2, Karikari new playground behind the hall. Number 3, Pukenui public toilet at Pukenui Sports Field. Number 4, Mill Bay Manganui parking and trailer boat parking, pedestrian links to Rangi Kapiti Road and Waterfront Road, seating, walkway, footpath, lighting and toilet. Cable Bay barbecues, number 5, Cable Bay barbecue and playground tweak. Number 6, Cooper's Beach public toilet by Beach Box. Number 7, Karikari Waio Taraide Reserve, Melissa Road at the end of Simon Ehrlich Road, tweaked playground and toilet. 8, Petahipi Beach, more trailer boat parking and reserve. Number 9, Hihi Playground, upgrade toilet, a half basketball court and loop track. So Bill seconds, all in favour?
Sorry, I just got a quick question. Are we allowed discussion yet? Or wait?
Yep. So what?
It's just that I thought 0.7 hadn't that been completed? Is that what we,
Is that the colour?
didn't they do the tweak? Isn't that? Sorry.
Is that
That was the last meeting.
Yeah.
for
Is it
which
that
one?
or no?
For which
No,
one?
it hasn't.
0.7?
Karikari?
Yeah.
No, it hasn't. Ye-
No.
It-
Yeah.
yeah, the toilet was done, the water was done, but me and Ed went there a few months later.
Oh,
That was the
sorry.
Yeah.
conversation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they hadn't finished, i.e. there was no hand basin. And then after further investigation, but Ed, you can bring it up later too in your report. And Ed will
Oh,
fill you in on what happened from there on.
That's what it was, the feedback part.
cool.
Is there any other discussion, Bev? Did you?
Through the chair, so did this report, so it was just after our strategic plan meeting, read what priorities that we had as a board, so that I can go away and make sure that it's entered to be heard at council, start talking about the long-term plan. And if it gets across the line, yeah, they have lots of criteria that they have to across the whole district.
Yeah.
As long as we get them in, and as they get a chance to be known that they exist, and if not this year, to commence work, it can still be set there, to commence at another year. Call it year 1, 2, 3. 30 year.
Okay, thank you, Bev. We just got Councillor Balke. Did she want to come on and? Yeah.
Thanks, Trevor. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Just one quick thing. Just zooming back a little bit, did we pick up Hilda's request to be on the Awanui River Committee? She'd sent an email through regarding that. I just noticed that especially around any issues that arise around the Sweetwater plant. If we could just note that down.
Through the chair, Rachel, is that the liaison committee? Only River Liaison Committee?
Yes.
Okay. I think myself and Adele were there at this stage. Can't see any problems there. Yeah.
We could just note that down. I just see in her email. And secondly, the capital works that we're just talking about. Is it possible to add in a possible full basketball court somewhere in Kaitaia? I know we've thrown that idea around a lot, but it's a pretty inexpensive way of engaging a whole lot of different youth into activities. Hilda talked about it down Burnetts Road, or where the park is. Is that Burnetts Road or Lake Road down the end there? I think there's some leased land down there where they're turning into a playground, maybe down there, or possibly at the sports hub, somewhere like that. But value for money, I think a full basketball court is a pretty good option if we could add that in there somewhere. And yeah, I've noted down all these capital works things and put them all in my list so that I can keep an eye out for them in the long-term plan as well. So, and I've added a few extras, just wanting to make sure that things like possible basketball court, even things like traffic calming on Allenbell Road, just the Kaitaia Airport, your footpaths and renewals, just all the things, if there's anything else that the community board is really top of mind, just to let me know, not necessarily for capital works, but just for whatever, because I've got a page here of priorities from the community board that I just want to have at the top of my mind. So when they pop up, I can lobby for them.
Thank you, Rachel. Brilliant.
Thank you. I think we had a list of about 35, Rachel, that we're happy to send you. These are the 10 or 9 or so that made it to the top priorities. Yeah, but we're happy to send you the full list.
Yeah, just send them on anyway, Trevor. I'll pop them in my file. But the list that I've got here that you've just given me is here. But also, like I say, not necessarily capital works, but just things that, like Allenbell Drive, that's a real major issue. We need to get some traffic calming. I'm progressing along with that. And I'll follow up with Rob about your footpath renewals, but also just any other things that are really important, just so I can have them on my list of community board issues.
Good. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Chair for the full basketball courts.
There's one in Allenbell.
There's one where, sorry?
Allenbell Park.
There's a full basketball court on Allenbell Park. I know it's on the other side of town to what you're discussing.
I don't know that that's probably the best location for a full basketball court. I'm thinking more at the sports hub.
It's already established.
Yeah, I realise that, but just thinking a little more public, well lit. Yeah.
Through the chair, Rachel, we did discuss about seeing what was happening with where the old swimming pool was.
Yes.
And seeing whether that might have been an option for a full basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're still waiting on staff to get back to us. Or
I'll pop that on my list just to ask the questions. I'm also looking at trying to get staff to keep that pump track there a little better, well maintained. There's been a lot of talk on social media about it not being well maintained, so I'm following that up as well.
Cool. Yeah, it just made sense. So a pump track was right there, and then a basketball court could grow right next to it. So it was
Sorry, where was that on Old
on Bank Street.
Bank Street?
Oh, that'd be good if you could chase that up. Thanks,
Yeah.
Rach.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome.
Through the chair and Rach, I have to get all the boards okay that they want a full basketball court added to the priorities. So
Okay.
it's the board.
It was just a
Okay.
suggestion. I'll let you have a korero about it, but I know Firehilda's keen to have look at that too, but I'll leave it with you to have a talk about it.
Is there, through the chair, is there any room left down at the hub? Sports hub?
Between the cricket pitch and the main
Main
building, there
bank
seems to
building.
be a good spot. I'm thinking of-
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's between, well, it's all got to be marked out here.
Yeah.
There's a meeting there tonight. on the 10th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I might just, I'll bring it up, but there, it's a Monganui Netball Association that you need to be probably contacting, because they don't use their courts in the summer. It's only in the winter they use their courts. It's only for a few months, so it would, it would be great if someone could talk to them. It's just a matter of putting up.
Some marking and some backboards.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be good to put a kaitai thing on there, because it's pretty biased, this priorities, capital priorities list. Yeah, very eastern.
It's a nice to have too, and allows fun. Yeah.
All right.
You
So,
want it added to
Yeah.
the location where you want it again?
If there's
Yes,
staff
any
that-
location.
Yeah.
Swimming pool used to be.
Yeah, or even council staff give us, or
Yeah.
we can come back with some options. So
Yes.
that's number 10 anyway, don't we? Don't we have 10?
We did, and I lumped the two together.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
That's good, thank you.
well, then we should lump another 3 together.
Yeah.
Top 10 priorities. No, couple. All right, thank you. So, is that enough discussion on that? Are we happy to vote on that? All in favour?
Right.
Good on. Thank you. Okay, moving to 7.4. I move that to have the community board leave their application for the sum of $6,458 plus GST from Ahipara Aroha. The costs, the purchase of a shipping container for storage until further information is provided. I think that was the recommendation, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So through the chair, what that was because they were going, well, we don't know where we're going to put it yet.
That's right.
And we're trying to sort it out. And that's what Lisa came in today. And she said that the school's agreed to do it. So if I get something in writing from her saying that the school has agreed from it, then I take my objection back.
Or your recommendation.
My recommendation.
Really, chair, I've looked at Brandon's question myself, and Waipapa has good reasonable price point as well.
Yeah.
But then you've got to take into account the
Getting
transportation.
Yeah.
And also see that options also option container,
Okay.
which I never knew. So, yeah, bid on them.
Getting the damn things back.
Getting them right.
So, Catherine, are we able?
So you can, if you decide that as a board you want to fund that, you can actually then just change it to say grants sum of that amount for the purchase, cost of purchase. And then you just need to tell me whether you want it to come from your community grant fund or whether you want it to come from your private base funding. For this one, you could do either or because it is about storing equipment to make the place better for the community. So it's up to you whichever way you want to go.
What's the private base going for?
I think.
95.
Yeah, I think we get on private base. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got 95,000 in your private place and you've got just under $59,000 in your community grant.
So for the rest of the year?
until June.
June, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so March, April, May, June, 4 months. After
They've only
those.
got 4.
So was there a recommendation to Catherine that maybe we fund half and they funded half if they had half? I can't remember if that was, if I read that or.
The board can make that decision. If it's coming out of a community grant fund, technically they are supposed to provide at least 50% of the total project cost themselves. If it comes out of your pride of place, you can fund it in full, no problem. So again, that's a decision for you as a board to make.
Okay. Do we have any thoughts as a group? Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, I propose the full amount out of the pride of
Yeah,
place.
yeah, I agree.
They get that letter to say where it's actually going to go.
Yeah.
And confirm the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
don't have to
Adele-
put that in the resolution. I can just make sure that is done.
Move that motion, Adele.
So do we need Adele to move that?
I move it, yeah.
And I'll second that. There you go.
Yeah.
All in favour?
Aye. Out of the pride of place.
Pride of place one, please.
No.
Yes, Bev.
Only one. Is it just because of the Christmas holiday period?
I've had very, very few funding applications come in. We have been talking to people and I know that there are more coming. I've got 2 people I'm meeting with this afternoon in different meetings talking about it. I've got others that are lined up. I know that I've had phone calls from some of you going, hey, can we talk to someone about this? So all of those are coming. They're just not in yet.
I'm just conscious that we have that money.
Yeah.
When we come to the financial year.
Going to get it. Yeah.
How does it sit like, no, I can't really apply for it,
Maybe just say no.
Hang on, let him finish his question.
Here's what it's for.
Yeah.
but it's just for a community event, for Kaitai's day of celebrating the signing of Te Tiriti o Waitangi over here,
Mhm.
what that would look like in
For 2027,
6
it's this year.
Yeah.
What month did it sign?
April.
April. So you've still got time to do that. I know that Te Rāua does a lot of funding applications as member. You could apply as Te Rāua for that. You just need to put it all
Hurry
together. Yeah, because that would when in April.
End.
Okay, so we could take it to the March or April meeting. If you could get an application to me by, my report done by Monday to Asia.
Damn.
So yeah, if you could get it in this week, that would be great. End of next week at the absolute latest, because I can say, look, I know it's coming. It was a late question. Otherwise, we can still take it to the April meeting, because that is, she says, just to look at what date that is exactly, which will be about the 10th or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a meeting on the 7th of April, so that would be the thing. It would be a thing though that the board may say, well, if we don't give you funding, well, they're still going ahead. And it's not going to be tens of thousands of dollars.
No.
But I know that other boards have granted funding, so Manunu's had funding before through the community board.
You just need the big quotes and everything.
Yeah.
too.
And you know that you can call me and I'm happy to go through them. I don't like much. But I will say to the board wider, obviously, you do need to assign all of your funding before the end of this financial year. So if you are aware of things in your community that are going to be wanting money, like projects and things like that, we really need to get the wheels moving on those to get those applications in. If we could get them in by April, that means we've got 2 months up our sleeves to get things lined up and sorted. I will also say that I think we said Makariki applications online, we've said please get those in by May, because Makariki is mid-July this year. So if you have members in your community that are looking at having Makariki celebrations, commemorations, then they need to be thinking for itself.
We have had one from Hilda in an email today. asking if the community board would support putting up our own speed signs in the areas like Allenbell. Is that something?
We have to be very careful with that to make sure that they comply legislatively. So I would have a conversation with the roading team first to make sure that whatever signs you're looking at putting up comply with what they want. But yes, that is absolutely something that this community board could decide it wanted to fund as well.
Towards traffic calming also.
I think we're getting into dangerous territory, starting to fund speed signs, and that's not really our board.
It is always better if it is the community coming to the board
Yeah.
rather than the board going, hey, you guys really want to do this, right? Because if the community comes in, that means they own it, they care for it, and it's more likely to be looked after. I'll go with looked after in this case, rather than council coming in, putting some signs. I mean, I know when speed limits changed between Kerikeri and Kaikoi along Waiora Road, someone went through and knocked down every single speed sign because they didn't agree with it. And it was like, okay, so we need a bit more community buy-in. and if a community does the application, then they own it. It's theirs. There's the sense of ownership.
So I guess just the message here is, talk to our people in the community that may be looking for funding or projects or beautification opportunities, and let's encourage them to keep Catherine busy till the end of the financial year.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I said.
That's how I read it.
One job, Mr. Chair, one job. I'm very happy.
Could you just confirm you've decided to approve the application or you're leaving it?
They've
Approved.
decided to
No, we've
approve it.
approved. Yeah.
I'll quickly do some-
They've got a
I
home.
moved it in Eddie
Yeah,
second.
They got a home now from the private place.
Good boy. Well, let's move on to 8.1, chairperson and member reports. So I move that the Hiku Community Board note the February 2026 member reports from Chair Bill Sabritsky and members Eddie Balas, Mike Tawaki, Trevor Beatson, and Crystal Rose Tafe. Second.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. Do you want to speak to the reports at all? Eddie, anything further you want to?
Yeah, I just want to talk. So as Bill mentioned, just before Christmas, we met with Ivan, just to go over a few issues that were out at Whakawhiwhi. And you probably saw an email from us, but to thank Ivan personally, he was really approachable and really good when it came to addressing some issues. And just an update on that was that where we did push for some hand basins to be put in the public toilets there, and so he was in agreement with it. And also Ivan was in agreement to try and tidy up the reserve out there as well. And so I think Ivan and a local community member's been in touch with each other about it, and we've left it with them to try and just go through some options. Yeah, and that was that one. And just on my report, noting down the bold black responses, I just thank Bev just for putting my the responses from council into my RFSs. It just gives us a bit more, and the board a bit more clarity on the follow-ups from RFSs and the responses. So thanks, Bev, for putting those in there for other members to just to see as well. It would be good to, like Rach said, to try and get some of those footpaths addressed or through, and yeah, let's see whether we can try and, or the council can try and get on board with some footpath stuff. So yeah, but otherwise, thanks, Mr. Chair.
Through the chair, Ed, can I also get you to talk about the Petahipi, because that was a
real big issue that you sorted?
Oh, yeah, so the Pirahapi toilets, so water got turned off to them just before Christmas. And, of course, we were gonna have an influx of visitors. So what was happening was the water was actually coming from the top 10 holiday park. And because there was a water problem happening within the park and they needed water for their guests and visitors, they turned the water off to the toilets. And so what had happened was we got the water turned on the next day just by going out and actually physically seeing them in person and having Ivan turn up as well. But it is an issue where a lot of our council-owned toilets or facilities are actually being supplied by private identities around our area. And so, the discussion that we had with Ivan was that that council need to get in and see these private identities and actually have a good discussion with them so we can avoid these things happening again. And it only took Ivan to come up and us to go and have a face-to-face with the manager of the top 10 and say, you know, what do you need done, or do you need a contract up? Well, council will pay for it, give them those options, because, you know, it was going to be at a cost. And council came to the party and sent up a plumber. Next minute, the pump was fixed and the water was on to the toilets the next day. So it's just, you know, it's great that we have staff within the council that can come up and feed on the ground and talk to our people. So, but I think we just need to be mindful that there are toilets out there that are getting supplied from other private identities that they may just decide one day that they want to turn the tap off to some of these facilities. So it's probably good to maybe just check in your wards whether that is happening or be mindful of something like that.
Awesome. Thank you, Eddie. Mike? Anything further to you? No. Okay. Crystal, did you have anything else you want to add to your report?
Nothing from me. I'll just take mine as read. Thank you.
I probably haven't got much updates on my report other than I had a lengthy conversation with the National Property Manager for Gull about the North Park toilets. And to be fair, I think she said she would go and see the senior leadership team one more time, but she believed that it was a waste of time and that they would that wasn't part of their business plan. And I think part of the concern initially was they didn't want to be responsible for the toilets. For sure, there wouldn't be a responsibility. And she said, but if they are dirty or broken, or then people are in Gull, they don't ring the council, and we're not in the business of toilets. And so she offered to go back one more time. She said, I already know the answer. I said, really appreciate it, because it saves us having people come down and put up signs and boycott Gull and all that sort of thing. But I guess failing that, I wonder if there needs to be maybe and I don't know if we can recommend that from here to the council for maybe Mayor Mople to reach out to the senior leadership at Gull somehow. It's probably because it sounds like they're not going to budget all.
Without a guarantee.
Well, just maybe without a higher level pressure, I guess. If it might be different if Trevor Beatson rings and says, possibly, can we have a toilet? To the mayor ringing and speaking to the chief exec or something, I think there might be more traction there. So, yeah, that's probably the next step, I think, out of my report. Beth?
Can I do that? So I know in the fact staff will explore that review there for toilet, so that's also streaming away.
Cool.
And I believe that's also a line item for the long-term plan as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bev, could you just speak up?
There's no money, there is money.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
it's been there for ages, and that's the reason why we haven't been able
Where
to.
is that reserve?
Oh,
Are you
That
talking
was it.
about
By the
the
side.
car wash
Yeah.
back in the
there's
day?
one there.
no, it can't be
Not on
there.
that side, on the opposite side.
No, by the sign, the Dobrodosi.
Well, that's the gold property though.
Yeah.
That's gold property.
But there is somewhere there's three foot.
Cool. I'd love to know where so I can carry on with that.
In the email I sent.
Okay. Alrighty.
Is, through the chair, in your report, are we allowed to carry on the conversation around the dog?
Dogs in Ahipara? Yeah.
Yeah. Another big incident last week, eh? Just involved, pack of dogs attacking another dog in front of school kids, in front of the whānau. The whānau have launched a petition, but Trev's already done the mahi with the whānau, and it's taken off the zero, it's just water.
Is that your ticket you lodged yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, it was into last week. I think I see that one through there.
Through the
It's just
chair,
communication.
what we've been talking quite a bit about the dog bylaw, maybe looking to reform it and have talked over the Waitangi time with some of the ministers around this. What, just with this latest attack in mind, what sort of changes or action do you think would be required or would be suggested to improve this? It's like there's no what's the word? There just doesn't seem to be enough guts in the bylaw to sort of be able to make it stop and just put people off, like having either dangerous dogs or just having some consequences around it. What's the family petitioning to have happen or have change for this?
Challenging the bylaw.
Yeah,
I
right.
think with their own sort of solutions. Yeah,
Like tougher punishment for owners.
fines, because it doesn't seem to intimidate, or doesn't seem to put people off. Like just on our streets, seeing one dog take away, and their very next week they've got another dog back.
Or the same
Yeah,
dog's
so-
been paid out. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the owners and having more restrictions on dog ownership and fines and things like that.
Yeah, and probably Rachel, part of that is if there's a dog attack or a dog bite incident, the dog gets held until it gets proven through that court process. So if a dog bites somebody, there should be a human, there should be immediate destruction order or capability, but there's not. The council has to hold that dog for months and
Yeah.
months and months. So we're feeding, paying, lodging, looking after that dog until a point where it goes maybe through a prosecution process, which is lengthy, and quite likely people could get the dog back or maybe
They don't often
hold.
put them down, to be fair.
Yeah,
Mm.
and so that's probably when we're saying looking for teeth in the bylaw, it would be the ability to destroy dangerous dogs or dogs that are bitten or attack stock or attack another dog or family dog or. Yeah.
Does it seem to be the same type of breed of dog? Does something need to be done around that? Maybe for the people that have had history of dog attacks, should there be restricted on what breeds they could own? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas around here.
Through the chair, Rachel, sometimes it's not the dog, it's the owner.
Yeah, often.
You just go in circles, same thing.
Yeah.
One dog goes down, and we've had instances in Aoni, and then new dogs are back again, getting the same treatment or non-treatment, not being looked after.
Yeah. This is a topic that we've been having conversation around. So maybe if, as a chair, you could just put some thought into what sort of outcomes might be, just suggestions, just to go towards these discussions, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, I agree. I think in my last report, I did say that it'll go back to Wild West justice, and it did.
Yeah.
I
Understand, Rachel.
wrote through the chair as well. I had a good discussion with the animal management officers when we had our tour.
Yeah.
And one thing that came from them was that the enforcement wasn't happening as well. So
Yes.
of course, dog owners would go to court, and then there was no follow-up if they did purchase a new dog, or
Yeah.
and so the enforcement
Is
also
that just
was
simply because the bylaws not meaty enough?
yeah, definitely
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe let's just, if you have a little, like when you're talking with these people and just around asking, what would you like to see around this bylaw?
Yeah, can't find. Thank you, Rachel. Bill, to you, Mr. Chair, for your chairperson report.
Yeah,
Anything further you want to speak to?
in terms of the Rangi Put a Hall, I've left that to the parties concerned. They're sorting that out. And so that should happen in due course. And just, I've missed it here, but some of the council meetings, one I want to bring up the fact is the RMA, the new RMA, our Resource Management Act. Do we still get privy to resource consents? I think I got about 2 for ages, eh? Okay. I wanted to ask that question, Bev.
There is on our website an area that you can go to see what's. Yeah, I've sent the link.
Oh, okay.
Through to the previous board,
Okay.
but I'll resend it again for this board.
Yeah.
If you ever want to
Yeah.
look at. Bearing in mind that all those consents that are up there are publicly notified only. So if there's others that can publicly notified, they don't go.
Okay. It was just notification because with the new RMA, Resource Management Act, basically resource consent process is going to be speeded up, less barriers to getting consent. And I think it's real important. I think when I brought it up at the last council meeting that areas could be at risk, especially in terms of Papua New Guinea. Yeah, just making sure that they understand what's happening, what's coming, being put forward. And so that was a real important aspect I picked up from one of our meetings. But apart from that, yeah.
Sure. Thank you. All right. We'll move into 8.2 and move that to Hiku Community Board receive the report to Hiku Community Board Open Resolutions Report for February 2026. The second day? Good. Thank you, Bill. Is there any discussion on this point? Probably just speaking to it with the Christmas break and whatnot, there hasn't been a lot of update or progress made on England. Such.
Yeah, I just want to speak to it. Are we able to get, if you like at our next meeting, are we able to get council staff to update us on some of these resolutions?
Chair, I will follow up as per normal with staff, council staff. It's just that a lot of people were on leave.
Yeah.
And then we had Waitangi week preparations.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's why we didn't push too hard on this specific part, but for our next meeting in March, I will have a follow-up for every single item.
Thank you, Natasha.
Just through the chair, just as an aside, in past community board meetings, we used to have, footpath matrices, etc., have those been disbanded? They no longer exist? No, okay.
Like to see them.
Yeah.
We have had a number of staff leaving.
Yeah.
And it's about 6 would be through all this area's.
Yeah.
Program.
Sorry, through the chair, me again. Bev, that list of footpaths you sent to me, I have forwarded on to Rob
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
Yeah. to make sure, and I've put that on my list to make sure that those are going to be actioned.
It's like, so Rob will probably put something
Okay,
together,
something together.
and then we'll go across the whole district,
Right.
then come out of the nature.
Oh, good.
I'm meeting with him on Friday, so I'll follow that up.
Good on you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Any other discussion on the open resolutions report?
Digital sign. the
Yeah.
other one.
So
You need that
That's
to
all
log
done.
in.
Okay.
You can actually click something off.
Excellent. Well done. Good work, Adele.
great.
All right. So all in favour of accepting that report?
Aye.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of our hui today. Thank you everybody for coming and for your input and effort. Before I'd like to offer our karakia, I just wanted to, mihi kia koe e ho, mo tō aroha ki a mātou, hei whaka puare o mātou hui I te karakia, me whakamutu o mātou hui hoki. So just to acknowledge Mike, and it's lovely to have someone that can offer our karakia. A lot of hui, we don't have people maybe that can, and just want to acknowledge what that brings to our community board, and just to thank you and to close our meeting. Thank you.
Oh, well, just on that, if at any time anyone else would like to do a karakia, it doesn't even have to be a group, sharing some words. I don't want to sound like I'm from the past or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the way you look at Crystal.
I think we really last time.
But yeah, kia inui tātou. Kia tātou katoa.
Kia whai o tō tātou ariki a Ukraiti.
Kia aroha te atua, te whiwhi tahitanga ki te wairua tapu. Ake, āmeni. Ka pai whānui.
Thank you.
No problem.
You stop.
Yep, stop recording now. There we go. Okay, I'd like to invite everybody for lunch, Michelle.